Yo, what's up, fight fans? AJ Knows Boxing here. Y'all know what I do. We talk boxing. After every fight, we break down fights, do some predictions. Even I done did some weigh-in videos. I do it all. We talk about what the topics in boxing. So all the new people that's coming to watch the video, I know I didn't tell y'all in the Chris Ariola video, but it's kind of crazy. Just it fucked in my head a little bit, man. That Chris Ariola couldn't do what he was supposed to do. But with that being said, let's get into Carl Frampton, because I'm high on this guy. And today, against Alejandro Gonzalez, that young boy came to fight. Especially in the first quarter of the fight. He came to fight. He put Carl Frampton on his ass, man, and twice. First time, a little hook on the inside. But Carl Frampton went down. He went down. Second time, he put him down twice in the first round. Like, this is a big thing because Carl Frampton is arguably, he is the number 2 guy at 122 pounds. And for him to come in there and do just that and to win the first quarter of the fight, because I gave him the first 3 rounds. I gave him the first 3 rounds. It's an accomplishment for the young man. Coming off 3 straight victories after he took a loss. And it's like, he did what he was supposed to do against Carl Frampton being the bigger, taller guy. And trust me, Carl Frampton looked real small in the ring. But there is levels. There is levels to this shit. And Carl Frampton is a guy that I hold that high regard. That little motherfucker Carl Frampton is a dangerous man. And what he did in the second quarter of the fight, third quarter of the fight, finished it off good in the fourth quarter of the fight, just showed that Alejandro Gonzalez really didn't have no business being in the ring with him. Because Carl Frampton did try to come out there and finish that boy off early, a la his running mate back home did to another man that Carl Frampton beat his ass. But we're going to save Scott Quick for Scott Quick, because Scott Quick was impressive today. But it's Carl Frampton's video. And with that being said, Carl Frampton outboxed this boy, being that he's a smaller fighter. And Carl Frampton did have some advantages in this fight. I believe the referee did take a point away from Alejandro Gonzalez later on in the fight. But by that point, a point wasn't really going to matter anyway, because he was getting his ass beat. Thoroughly getting his ass beat by then. And Carl Frampton, man, damn. He boxed perfectly. He counterpunched perfectly. He was the fighter that was in, obviously he was in better shape because he lasted longer. Alejandro Gonzalez's power dwindled as the fight went on. Because, you know, sometimes fighters get early knockdowns and they start to think that the fight is over. And obviously not when you're in there with guys of higher levels. The fight is never over because these motherfuckers come back. And Carl Frampton defended his title, defended his IBF 122-pound title still. And with this being said, he said after the fight, he said being that it was his first time in America, he don't want to make no excuses, which I feel like he doesn't need to make any excuses. Alejandro Gonzalez did come out a little bit more sharp than him. Carl Frampton came out a little bit sloppy. Alejandro Gonzalez came out more sharp than Carl Frampton. And he executed what he was supposed to execute. I bet his corner was telling him, this is how I want you to come in the fight. His father being a past champion, he was trying to become the fourth father-son duo to become champion. You know, Floyd Patterson, him and his son, the Spinks, him and his son, and of course, my infamous weed smoker, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., which we'll be fighting tonight. And I'm doing the post fight for that too. And man, this fight was a great fight. Carl Frampton, in my opinion, could probably sweep the floor with Leo Santa Cruz. And he'll definitely beat Abner Morris ass after what I've seen tonight. He might go down to either Leo Santa Cruz or Abner Morris, but he has enough mental fortitude to push him to a late round decision, and he could beat their ass. Only person I don't see him beating is the master of it all, the man that holds the PhD, multiple PhDs in boxing, coming from the Cuban school. Obviously, it's Guillermo Rigondeaux. Because I think Carl Frampton has a lot of, he does have holes, and I can see why he didn't really want that Scott Quick fight. Because he does have holes, and you know, he needs to take his time to get to where he needs to get to. I think he could capture some more titles at 122 if Leo Santa Cruz actually really moves up to 126 and not just for the Abner Marvez fight and vacates the title. I think he could allow him to put him in position to get that title. And I feel like he could really make some noise in the 122-pound division. But in the fight, Alejandro Gonzalez was definitely landing clean body shots, and I feel like if Carl Frampton was taking those body shots from a person that was on his level, he would have went down more than twice. Because the shots that he was landing, even though they were low, don't get me wrong, they were low. But if a Guillermo Rigondeaux, which him and Guillermo Rigondeaux was about the same height, and I give Guillermo Rigondeaux the speed advantage. I feel like Rigo could definitely land some devastating body shots. They're not going to be low because the referee did take a point from Gonzalez for shots being low. But Rigo is way more precise, and Carl Frampton coming into his new fold as an American established. He has Al Heyman behind him. He's an established American. He's coming in here. He's going to be an established American fighter. People are going to know him. I bet millions of people got introduced to him today, and I guarantee he got about 20,000 extra fans due to what he did today. I've always been a fan of him. I've seen him beat Kiko ass, and the boy he's a monster. I've even watched some of his IFL TV documentaries and shit, watching him train, and he is a beast. He's definitely a jackal. But El Chical versus the Chaco, 122-pound division is stacked, 126-pound division is stacked, and these boys are coming for blood. What Carl Frampton did today was devastating. He put in some work on the young man. And now all I could see was Leo Santa Cruz in the first quarter of that fight, looking amazed at what Gonzalez was doing, happy that Gonzalez might be able to beat Carl Frampton, and he would send Carl Frampton's ass back home. But it didn't happen like that, Leo. I'm sorry. You can't stop running from competition. Now it's Marvez. If you beat Marvez, it's going to be some more boogeymen that you got to handle in your own stable. With that being said, it's AJ Knows Boxing. We talk boxing. Please subscribe to the channel and make sure you like the video. If you like the video, all you Carl Frampton fans out there, hit the like, man. He did what he had to do. And Gonzalez, much respect. I know you're going to be back because you're a young fighter. I believe you're 22, 23 years old, some shit like that. He going to be back. If he could knock down one of the best in his division, you know that boy gonna have something to say to a lot of guys, especially Leo Santa Cruz and anybody else that wants it at 122 pounds. So with that being said, I'm out. One is AJ Knows Boxing, man. Boxing is life. Just in case y'all motherfuckers ain't know.